Well, South Korea has reported 2 new cases of the novel coronavirus, and this brings the total number in the country to 18. Our senior correspondent Yim Yun Suk is in Seoul, and she joins us now. Yun Suk, one of the latest cases involves a patient who had just returned from Singapore. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, what we're learning from the news reports here is that South Korean man, a 38-year-old South Korean man, attended a conference in Singapore sometime in January, late January. He returned home to South Korea, and he learned that one of the person who had attended the same conference was confirmed with the virus in Malaysia. And so it looks like he got worried. He went for a checkup, and results showed that he did have this virus. And so that is all we know, really, and that's from the local reports. The health ministry here is going to be holding its daily regular briefing later this afternoon. And so we're hoping to learn more about this patient and as to who and where he's been since then and whether he really did catch this virus in Singapore. So we should learn more later this afternoon.
Now, South Korean officials, they say they might expand its entry ban in an effort to control the spread of the novel coronavirus. What are they planning to do, Yun Suk?
Well, I think that is something that the South Korean government is considering because if you look at the latest cases here in South Korea, they are of people who have not really caught it here in South Korea, but overseas. Now, we had one case where there was a Chinese man was working as a tour guide in Japan. He came back to South Korea, and he was confirmed with this virus. Then we had this other case where a woman was in Thailand, and she returned to South Korea, and results from her showed that she had the virus too. And now this latest case with this man from Singapore. And so there are calls here from South Korea saying that perhaps South Korea should expand the ban on foreigners coming in, not just from the Hubei province, which went into effect as of Tuesday, but also to other parts of China. But because of these latest cases, there are calls that perhaps South Korea should not just be looking and focusing on China alone, but also to other parts of the country, since there are Korean tourists and Korean South Koreans who travel overseas coming from the countries where they also have the confirmed viruses. And so this is something that the South Korean government has said that they could look into, but right now they just need more details. They're looking to see what they can do to control this. And I think it's very possible that we may hear more about South Korea's plans later this afternoon. But I think that is something that is being considered because of the latest details that we're getting where South Koreans are catching this virus, not here in South Korea, but from overseas.